Hey everyone, Zane here, and welcome to Mr. Armageddon Builds. Today we're going to tear down a Nintendo Switch and replace the game card reader. Let's get to it. This project came about after my kid's OG Nintendo Switch decided to no longer read game cards. Now, we have very few Nintendo Switch games that are of a physical medium, as most of what we have are digital downloads. That being said, they really enjoy this VR game, and it is only available via the physical game card, so we have to get this fixed. I contacted Nintendo support to see what options were at my disposal, and after a few troubleshooting questions, they determined I needed to send the unit in to one of their repair centers. That didn't sound like something I wanted to waste time or money on, so I looked at other alternatives. Now, some people have reported a way to bypass this issue by plugging the headphones into the 3.5mm port right after inserting the game card. This supposedly works as the audio port and the game card reader share the same circuit board, and in theory, more power is pulled to the board when plugging in the headphone jack. This didn't work for me, so I broke out the flashlight to see if we could see what the issue was. Sure enough, some of the internal pins looked to be bent, which I assume is from a kid inserting the game card in backwards. I tried to bend them back, but couldn't get it to sit properly in the original position, so I went ahead and ordered a replacement to install. Now, there are a few of these replacement kits floating around, and I put the link to the one I used in the video description. They all run about $30. So let's go ahead and get this guy torn down to see what we have inside. Disassembly of the Switch is fairly easy, but you do need to have one of these triangular heads to remove the screws. In addition to a triangle bit, you'll also need a standard Phillips head. And note that there are a lot of screws, and they're pretty tiny, so make sure you have something to keep track of these tiny things. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and power the Switch down completely, and remove the game card and microSD card if they are still present. We'll go ahead and take out these triangle head screws, and then note that on the side of the Switch, you don't have to remove all of these Phillips heads, just the one in the direct middle of each side. After going around and removing the screws, we can take the back panel off and then remove this metal plate, which also serves as a heatsink. Before removing the plate, detach the microSD card reader. This will allow us to remove the heatsink. And also with this back plate taken off, might as well take advantage of an opportunity to clean everything out. So just getting an air compressor here, or an air gun, and kind of cleaning things off, blowing out the vents, the fans, all the above. After a few more screws here, we're able to remove the card reader PCB. Here we have two small ribbon cables that we have to pop off. Be careful not to damage anything, as these connectors are pretty fragile. One has a press fit, and the other one has this hinged securing mechanism. With the old reader removed, we can now see again where those pins are bent. If you want to try and bend them back, it will be easier to do this when the card reader is removed from the Switch. Otherwise, just grab the replacement and then retrace our steps to assemble the Switch. Now, before I put the entire back plate back on, let's first test the card reader. Alright, it works. Now we can finish putting it back together. And with that, my kids are happy again that they can use the few card-based games that we have. They don't play this a whole lot, but on occasion it is fun to pick up and blast UFOs with the Switch in this VR mode. Well, that's it. It only takes about 5 minutes to do, pretty simple, and as long as you keep track of all the screws, it's a very easy fix. Alright, well that's it for this short video. Thanks for watching, and if this video helps you, please like and subscribe. And as always, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Take care, guys.